Now let's see, how do you get input from the user? Because till this point, we were hard coding all the values. Even to swap two values, we have hard coded these values. If you want to take a name and whatever operation we did with list, tuple, everywhere we were using the hard coded values. But your application will not be used by you, it will be used by your users. And they need to enter the values. How will they do it? And how will you ask for it? And that's where we have to know how to take input from the user. So it's quite simple. Instead of taking the input or assigning the value there, let's take the input. How do we do it? To print something, we were using a print function. And to take the input from the user, there should be a function. And logically, the function name should be input. And yes, the function name is input. So we'll say input, not input, input. Okay, that's a bit confusing. So we got input, and so this first one will take the input for A, the second one will get the input for B. Things should work out. So now let's try waiting for the input. 6 and 4 swapped. That's how you take the input, right? So simple. And that's how you end the video. It's only been 1 minute. See, the thing is, the video should not be that small. When you ran this for the first time, let's go back here and run this. As a developer, you know that you have written input there and it is waiting there to input. But think about it from a user perspective. For the user, it's a glitch. It's a bug in your application. It got stuck. It's not doing anything. It is not printing anything. Nothing is happening there. So you have to let your user knows, hey, we are waiting for your input. And the way you can do that is by passing function as a parameter. So you have to say, enter the first number. And you have to give some space here so that when it prints on the screen, there should be some space for you to enter. And then here we'll say enter second number. As simple as that. And then we give a space. Now if you break it and run it again, let's run this. And you can see now it prints something. So now as a user, I know, okay, it says enter the first num. I will say 5, enter second num. Okay, I will enter 6, swapping done. Right? That's how basically you can use the input function. Cool, right? Now, let's say instead of swapping them, I want to add them. That will make much more sense. So let me remove this and let's add. So I will say C is equal to A plus B. And then at the end, I will also print C here. Let's see what happens. Let's clear this and enter. Okay, asking for the first number. Let's say 5 and 7. Okay, something went wrong. I was expecting 12, but we got 57. Why? We are asking for the input from the user. User is inputting 5 and 7. We are even adding them. Nothing looks wrong here. See, the thing is, when you look at the input as a function, it's an inbuilt function, right? And this is how it is defined. All these are inbuilt functions. Input is a function which takes something from you and it returns the string. And that's what is happening here. Whatever your input is giving you, it's of type string. And when you add it to string, it gets concatenated. Now we want to add them. And this is where what you have to do is before you add them, you have to convert them into integers. So what you can do is you can say int a. So you can take the value of a and convert it into int, assign to a. Same thing you can do for b. And now this will basically convert that into numbers. And now when you run this, let's say 5 and 7, you got 12. Okay, so important thing to remember is you basically have to convert that into numbers if you want numbers. By default, it will give you string. Okay, that's for this particular thing. Let's say you're not asking for a string, a number. Let me remove all this thing here. Let's say you're asking for a character. So enter a character. And when you do this, when you take into a variable a and when you try to print a here, let's see what happens. Let's say a character u, it works. Let's take you, it gives you you. What you wanted is only y, right? Now the thing is, input by default give you string. Doesn't matter what you enter, it will give you that. So in case if you just want to print the first character, you can do that, right? Slicing we have done in the earlier videos of the course. If you run this and if you say y or u, it will just print y. But it is taking everything and it is storing everything in a. So even if you enter a huge string, enter, it prints a, but don't you think you're wasting so much of memory that you're storing in a? What if you only take the first character. So you can write that here as well. So it doesn't matter how much you take from the user. Let's say this much, enter, you will only get L, one character. Okay, so yeah, some tricks to show you what you can do with the input function. But now you know how to take the input from the user. We're happy. See you in the next video.